I am begging you to put yourself first and be safe out here when HIV is at an all-time high. I know that there was a TikTok story of a nurse saying that she had a patient who just moved to Houston, and he's like, oh, I've been with all these DLs while their wives are away, while their girlfriends are away, and, you know, this and that, whatever. And HIV is at an all-time high right now. Like, it is crazy what, you know, the we have to make these calls. And I can only imagine having to get that call. But people do not care. People don't, they play this as a joke, and it's not a fucking joke. We had a man come into the clinic, and he was an older gentleman. And as soon as he comes in, he's like just making jokes about the whole thing. Like, oh, I need an STI panel, blah, 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 this and that. And I asked him, you know, ID and insurance information. He's like, no insurance. It needs to be off the books. What do you mean it needs to be off the books? Like, who are you hiding from? Gets his stuff done, leaves, checks out. We have to collect payment. I ask him if he needs a receipt. He's like, no receipt. I don't need any proof. Who are you hiding this from? Granted, he did come out positive for something too, which I'm sure he's not going to go home and tell him because he doesn't want any proof, right? Absolutely fucking disgusting. Please use protection. Be celibate. Get some toys, okay? Because it's not safe out here right now. It's scary. It's scary what we're seeing in the clinics here. Because there's men like that who don't care about their own health and who think that, oh, I can just go pop into a clinic and get a shot and I'll be just fine. No. AIDS is a real fucking thing and it will kill you. So please be safe.
There's HIV epidemic in Houston. They want to put it in. Oh, no. Yeah. Now, Houston is a city in America, okay? She was talking about how HIV is spreading in Houston. It will amaze you to know that it's also spreading in Nigeria. It's not as scary as it used to be. You know, back in the days, if they tell you someone has HIV, you're like, hey. But now it's different because you now have vaccines that they use in controlling them. So people are no longer scared. But it's rearing its ugly head again. And no matter how you look at it, HIV is a deadly disease. It's not something people should take for granted. I mean, if you listen to her story very well, she said this man has HIV. He came into the clinic. He wanted them to do a test for him. And then he said that they shouldn't disclose the information they get to anybody. He didn't want to pay in the normal manner. He didn't want to get any receipt so that there won't be any documentation. He just wanted everything to be hidden. He didn't want anyone to know. Why? Because he knew he had HIV. And we have so many people all over the world today who are in the business of spreading HIV to people. And one of the fastest way to get it is through sexual intercourse. This we know. The amazing thing about it is, if you look at the stats, men are more likely to give HIV to women than women are likely to give to men. Just look around you. Most times, when a woman wants to have sexual intercourse with a man, the woman is always thinking more of using a condom or a protective measure than the man is. Man wants it raw. You know, just for women, after they don't take all their time to take care of their lower chambers, you know what I mean? After all the shaving and the perfuming and the oiling and the greasing and the, you know, doing all they can to ensure that place is looking all fluffy and all yummy and all medeish, you know. Somebody, you now bring your cassava that has virus inside and put it and scatter everywhere. They don't want those kind of nonsense. And so the first thing when you come, they say, I beg, use your protection. I said, why I go use protection? And you know, like a raw this sweet. They are trying to protect their lower chamber. You are telling them raw this sweet. They don't want you to. You say no, no, no. If you don't want us to do it raw, I don't. I'm not going to have this relationship. Then go and do test. Bring the test results showing that you are negative, so that you can scatter everywhere. Let them be sure that your bulala that you are bringing is certified, safe, and pure. You can put it in and shout yes, yes, yes. But for now, they are trying to protect that area. So you to go and do the needful. Do the needful. It's crazy things. And the funny thing about HIV is this: it's not written on someone's face. I remember I went to the eye clinic and I wanted to do a check to check out the quality of my eyes. And while I was there with the lady who was doing the checks, she did some checks and then she told me that what she was seeing from the results she was looking at, I may have to get some eye treat drops, to ensure that my eyes are not always dry, and and then take one or two tablets, to improve the quality of my vision. And then I was telling her, come on, I can. And then she was asking me, look at the C, look at the letters, and I was telling her, look, I can see everything. And she said, yeah, I know you can see everything, but seeing can be deceiving. And I asked her what she meant. She looked at me and said, do you know I have HIV? And I was like, whoa. I mean, you need to see this lady I'm talking about. Beautiful, spotless. I mean, she was looking. She's the kind of lady you see, and then you're thinking of, can I have your number? You know those kind of ladies now. When you see that you just can't. That thing just will be ringing in your head. I must get a number before I leave. I must get a number before I leave. Those kind of ladies. And yeah, she was looking at me eyeball to eyeball and telling me, do you know I have HIV? I said, wow. Are you serious? She said, yes. And then she said, it's not written on the forehead. I said, wow. She said, it's the same thing with the eyes. When the eyes are beginning to deteriorate, it doesn't look so obvious. And then she said, I take medications, to curb the situation so that I can live healthy like every other person. But as I walked away from the clinic, I just kept wondering. I mean, I just couldn't. I couldn't get out of my head that she was serious, because she was beautiful, so beautiful. She's the kind of lady. If I was thinking about getting into it, I wouldn't even be thinking of using the condom. Condom. I mean, she looked so takeaway, so takeaway. The point is this: if you're going to get into any sexual intercourse, especially in this time that we live in, think about protecting yourself. Very, very important, because this HIV situation is not being talked about. It's happening quietly in different areas, different societies. People are spreading it quietly. See people having different funny medical situations that they never had before. Some people can't even go do tests because they are scared of what it might reveal. But they can feel that something is wrong down there. Protect yourself. As a woman, women normally protect themselves. It's the men that always feel like, I must enter there, because when they are thinking about getting into that place, they are not thinking about protecting themselves. All their body is always doing, the fire is already burning. Instead of them to think of protecting, they are not thinking of protection. I just want to get there, sharp, sharp, sharp. Protect yourself and your generation, Mr. Man. Take it easy. Take it easy. Relax, relax. You will get there finally, but protect yourself first. Very, very important. Okay. You're so in a hurry. You want to jiggy jiggy. Heavy, heavy, baby, do you want me? Relax, relax. You're gonna have it. Enough. But do it the right way is very, very important. I would love for you to let's talk more about this stuff. Why do you think men are always in a hurry to get into sex without thinking about protection? I mean, this concept of I don't need to protect myself to do it. Why do you think it's so rampant about amongst men? Why do they're not thinking about their future? They're not thinking about securing their lives. They just want to get it done. Is there anything wrong in using protection when you want to get into sex? Is it that it makes the sex less enjoyable? I mean, if you use the protection, you need to feel like you're supposed to feel now. You get. So because you want to feel it like the way it should feel, you also want to shut your life in the process. But if you have done your test, you're good, and she has done her test, she's good. You're HIV negative, she's HIV negative, good to go. That's brilliant. You guys can do it without protection as many times as you want. But the problem that we're witnessing now is even after the lady is negative and the man is negative, most men like playing away matches. And it's those away matches that tends to bring in this problem back into the home. Because the man will go play an away match, because he's used to sleeping without condom with his wife. He'll go out, sleep with somebody without condom, because he feels that that person is negative, without doing the checks that he did with his wife earlier, and then he'll carry the disease and then bring it home and give it to the wife. And that's what the problem is. Away matches don't they become problem to determine who win the championship at the end of the day. Please, 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 if you must do it with a condom. If you don't want to do it with a condom, ensure the person you're doing it with is safe. Ensure that they are negative. Okay? I want you to like and share and subscribe to this channel. We'll be having so many more discussions later in the future with regards to your health, your safety, politics, sports, and many more. Looking forward to see you later. Bye for now.